Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So we'll be talking about the best investments you can make right now in 2022. So let's get on to it. So we'll jump straight into it. The very first thing that you can invest in is stocks. So what is a stock? A stock is part ownership of a company. So let's say you bought one share of Apple. That means you own Apple, not 100% of Apple, but you own one share of Apple. You are a part of that company's investors. So with a stock, how can you make a capital gain? Let's say you bought the share at $100 and next year at the same time, the share has gone up to $150. So there you made a capital gain of $50. And on top of that, you also receive something called a dividend. So what is a dividend? A dividend is basically a company sharing their profits with their shareholders. So let's say Apple paid you a dividend of $20 within that year. So in total, you've received $50 of a capital gain and $20 of the dividend. So in total, you've made $70 out of a $100 share, meaning you've made 70% back, which is a very, very good sum. That is just an example. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of owning shares? Shares have been around for years now, centuries and decades and centuries. But it has been there for a long time, and top performing companies like Apple, Amazon, they're always going to be there. As long as you're invested, it'll make you a good return. And the right company at the right time will make you a very, very good gain. So let's just go to an example here. On the chart, we're looking at Amazon. So with Amazon, we can see that the share price is down significantly. But let's say you bought it now at $105. It's right here. So you bought it at 105. Let's say it recovers. It recovers, and then you've made a 76% gain on a blue chip company, which is absolutely amazing. So it's a long-term game. I know Amazon will recover. Once again, not financial advice, but I do believe that Amazon will recover given that they are one of the leaders as well. So what are the disadvantages of stocks? One thing is you have to spend time researching that individual company, knowing what they are up to. So you do have to spend a bit of time, but that's part of the game as well, and I do encourage you to do that. Okay, the second thing that we can invest in, and that is crypto. So, what is crypto? It's a relatively new asset class. It is associated with blockchains. Basically, blockchain is an open ledger. Do not complicate this. It's just like anyone can see what you're doing. It's way better than the financial system we have now because whatever I do, anyone will be able to see. That's the basics of blockchains. It is a technological revolution, and then I certainly believe that this will be the way forward. So, with crypto, how can you make gains or how can you earn a return on your investments? One is capital gains. Just like in stocks, you buy now, the price appreciates, you sell later, you've made a capital gain. And the second would be staking. So what is staking? Staking basically like depositing your money in a bank. It'll give you a certain percentage just for depositing it. So it's literally the same concept with crypto. The advantage is they do provide higher yields than banks. So do what you want to do with the information. That's completely up to you. So what are the advantages? One of the main advantages is crypto is relatively new, meaning it will provide a massive upside potential when it comes to profits. It can even basically provide you 5x, 10x returns on your investments your depending on what you select, and if you invest in the right crypto at the right time with a good team, you're always going to make a good return off that. Another main advantage would be most of the big banks and most of the financial companies are investing in crypto as well because they do know that that's the way forward. That's a relatively new asset class with a massive upside potential. So they're gonna try to take a piece of that cake as well because, well, crypto, once again, it's something to be invested for the long term. And one of the main important things is that the US government, they are talking about digitizing the dollar, which is basically a digital dollar, meaning it's part of crypto. So that's what they have proposed, and if that happens, I'm telling you, crypto will literally skyrocket. Okay, now the disadvantages. Once again, it's a relatively new asset class. What does this mean? So this means that crypto hasn't been around for a while, so it hasn't been through the economic environments that we are in. We are in a very tightening environment where the banks and the government are increasing interest rates, because it started off in 2008 after the great financial crisis. So we will potentially see how well it performs probably during this inflationary period. So let's see what's going to come out of that, and I do believe that it's going to be here for the long term. And lastly, what can you invest right now to make a good return on your investment? So one of the things I do recommend is investing in indexes. Now, what is an index? An index is a collection of individual stocks. So let's take Nasdaq for example. So Nasdaq here, it consists of the 100 best performing tech companies in US, and in Australia we have the ASX 200, which is also same logic, top 200 companies in Australia. Okay, so why would you invest in an index? One of the main things is it is very safe, because indexes always recover. They've always gone to make new highs, so no matter what bad environment that they've been through in the past, whether it's a great financial crisis or even the World War II, the 70s and 80s inflation periods, it has always recovered and provided a very, very good return for the investors who were invested during that time. So let's take this as an example. So this is the Nasdaq index. Right now, the markets have fallen because it's at an all-time low. But let's say you invest now, you potentially make a 57% gain to the upside. Meaning, let's say you invested $10,000 now. Let's say the Nasdaq recovers in 1 to 2 years. You've made $5,000 off 10,000, which is absolutely amazing. So markets will always recover. It's a question of when, not if. So what does that mean? It's when will the market recover? Sorry. It's when will the market recover, not if the market will recover, because it will always recover, but when is it going to be? So a lot of money to be made here. That's one of the reasons investing in a recession or an inflationary period is fun, because a recession will always make more millionaires than a boom period. And what are some additional things that you can invest in? One, commodities, gold, oil, copper, silver, metals, basically metals. That's what you want to do. I'm not the best guy to teach you that because I've never done that. And there is also Forex, which is trading currencies around the world. Once again, that's not something that I would focus on. And I will probably check some of them out in the future and basically recommend to you guys if that's something that you want to do. So this is the end of the video, and basically giving you 3 investment drivers that you can make. My advice is know what environment you are in at the moment, so always play safe. Many people say that investing is a gamble, is what I have to say to that. No, it is not. Be smart and always know where to put your money. You're just gonna make it out there and be profitable. So yeah, thank you for that, and like and subscribe. See you.